Guys, I'm sorry to say this. If you feel like our relationship is not worthy, then I don't think you should show up on our wedding.
Yes, Kobe, yes, finally! Finally, Kobe has taken a stand and confronted his friends. It looks like he's just uninvited them from the wedding. Now, given their non-stop meddling since they've arrived in Cameroon, it was only a matter of time before things escalated to this point.
I don't want to be put in a position where I have to choose between my friends and my wife, but that was really bad.
You know what, Kobe? The way that your friends have acted, you were gonna have to choose sides at some point. Blame your troublemaking friends for putting you in that situation. Now, before we delve any further into this mess, let's just backtrack a bit. So, the last we saw these two, Emily and Valerie, were in the midst of a heated showdown. Things got so tense that Emily stormed off mid-conversation. This definitely wasn't the type of night that reconciliation that Emily or Kobe had planned for.
It's really annoying and frustrating right now because the situation is not going as planned. And Emily's storming out, it didn't really leave a good impression to my friends.
No, to put it mildly, it did not leave a good impression. Now, I do maintain my stance from the last video that Kobe should have given Emily warning, a heads up, that this wasn't a suitable venue to meet his friends in Cameroonian culture. But given that Emily was backed into a corner, given that she was feeling ganged up on and attacked and no one was listening to her, you can't really blame Emily for just getting up and walking away, can you?
And I hate when people interrupt me when I'm talking because it's just rude. I don't care where you're from, don't interrupt me. I'm trying to tell you how I feel, so I had to walk away because I'm not going to freak out, I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to cause a scene.
Look, storming away from a conversation does make it feel super dramatic. But when Emily explains it like this, I think it kind of makes sense. Sometimes the best thing is to hit pause and walk away, to gather yourself before things escalate further, before you start yelling. I think Kobe's friends could learn something here. They could use a moment like that too. After all, it's them, they're the ones who are responsible for pushing things to breaking points.
We don't need to make it to get to this level. You know what I mean? This is my wife. We got 2 kids already. You know what I mean? Like, we are here to catch fun.
Kobe's friends seem to have amnesia, so it's great that he's willing to step in and remind them of basic facts. Facts like they're married, they have kids, that this was supposed to be a relaxed night out. It was never supposed to be a courtroom drama dissecting Emily's cultural missteps. But yet again, it seems like Kobe's friends just can't ease up, even for a moment, even to enjoy a night out with an old pal that they haven't seen in years.
I'm in Cameroon not only to see my family and friends, but for Emily also to see my culture. But this isn't what I hoped for, and I can see we are getting nowhere tonight.
Poor Kobe. This surely isn't what anyone had in mind for this trip, except maybe Valerie. He, I think we'll all agree, is a troublemaker. But the truth is, Emily's been trying to immerse herself in the culture. She's made genuine attempts to connect this entire trip. But sadly, it's Kobe's friends who are the biggest roadblock. They're not willing to ease up on her. They're determined to sabotage their relationship. They don't seem to want a relationship with Emily. Their sole ambition is to push their own agenda. But I'm getting the sense that finally Kobe is beginning to catch on and see through their act.
They have the opinion, this is like African culture and stuff like that. It's true, I'm an African man and I have friends who protect my interests. I just want you to understand that. But to an extent, don't really consider what they're saying.
Kobe's friends have been going on and on about African culture, African women, African wives for what literally feels like forever. But it's great to hear Kobe reaffirm that Emily shouldn't let their opinions get to her. He makes it clear that even though they may never stop with their nonsense, Emily really doesn't need to worry. He's not interested in what they're pushing for. He's happy with what he's got, he tells her.
I love you, and I love them as a friend. I just want you to understand that. No matter what happens, you're my wife, and I love you. They're just expressing the mind of an African man, okay?
Kobe's really stepping up to the plate here. It's great to see him reassure his wife that his friends' opinions might reflect what they want, but it doesn't reflect what he wants. At the end of the day, it's his love for Emily that matters the most. Now, at the same time, you can totally understand why Emily is still upset. His friends have been downright rude to her. They've been hurtful to her this entire trip. And despite Kobe's efforts to try and reassure her, I don't blame her for not wanting to rejoin the group.
Let's just go sit down and have fun.
I don't want to sit over there.
So what do you want to do now?
I want a refill, and I want to drink that, and then I'll think about going over there.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a fun night out, Kobe, but perhaps you might like to remind your friends of that too. Emily's not dumb, right? She knows all too well. History has taught her that the second she returns to the table, the personal attacks will just resume. It's very doubtful that his friends will drop their tunnel vision agenda and magically ease up on her and have a good night. Emily knows that more insults will inevitably come her way, and she's just not prepared to put up with it.
They're the ones who hurt my feelings, saying that I'm going to make you unhappy in the long run, which I don't think I am. I think I make you plenty happy. Am I wrong?
I really feel for Emily and Kobe. They've been on the receiving end of a lot of disrespect from his friends, and so it's no wonder that Emily has reached her breaking point. Their behaviour has forced Kobe to pick a side. They've put him in a really tough spot, and I don't think they fully grasp. They don't seem to get that if they keep up acting the way they have been, Kobe will be left with no choice but to side with his wife. It seems like somehow they still believe that he's gonna be on their side.
The whole thing puts me in a no-win situation. I mean, to an extent, I really feel like, stuck between two cultures. It just sucks.
Yeah, it's taken a while, but Kobe can now see that it's his friends who are responsible for dragging him into this mess, not Emily. Both Emily and Kobe are waving a white flag. They want peace, but it's his friends who won't back down. And I think Kobe is now beginning to see his friends for who they really are. Now, Emily decides that she will rejoin the table. Kobe promises her that the night can finish smoothly.
Please, I just want us to have a good time with my friends.
Okay, but I'm going to be a lady, and if they ask me anything, they need to let me talk.
Yet again, kudos goes to Emily. It's impressive to see her mature enough to try and rejoin the group. We can all agree that Emily has had her fair share of bratty moments, but credit where it's due. I think she's handling this situation with grace. Despite all of the constant attacks, she's the one who keeps stepping up as the bigger person. She's prioritising what's best for Kobe over her own ego.
I really do think his friends are trying to sabotage our relationship. But they're very important to my husband, and I ultimately want them at our wedding.
Look, I think Kobe's friends are absolutely trying to sabotage his relationship. It's clear as day. They just can't seem to accept that Kobe is genuinely happy. They almost think that they're doing him a favour in acting this way. It's strange. They seem determined to get Kobe to admit that his marriage won't last. And it seems like they won't rest until they get their way.
But what you have to understand is, mostly in Cameroon, we know that when a man talks, a woman sits quiet.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
You don't do that?
No, I'm an American woman.
But I think you have to learn about that.
You tell him, Emily, no woman should be told to just sit quietly while the men speak. I love that she bit back at him for saying that. And, Valerie, while we're dishing out free advice, I think it's high time that you learned a thing or two. Emily and Kobe are very much in love. They're deeply committed, and nothing's gonna change that. It's exhausting watching Kobe's friends constantly trying to tear them down. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's gonna stop here.
It's your wife. But to me, it's strange, I don't know how the future will look like. Are you guys going to maintain this? Like, seriously?
This whole line of questioning is becoming painfully repetitive. It's mind-boggling that they can't seem to grasp that Kobe and Emily are in a loving relationship. Their relationship is just fine. It almost feels to me like his friends have been lost in time. They seem to think that this is the same Kobe that they last saw a few years ago. It's as if they're trying to give him advice, like he and Emily have only just started dating. But that's not the case. They've been married for years. They have kids. This isn't the same Kobe they knew before he left Cameroon, and they just need to accept that. Accept it or risk being cut out of his life altogether.
This is Africa and we have our culture.
Yes.
And on the other hand, you are from a different culture.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the only thing is just to blend the two together.
It's about time that someone spoke up with common sense. It's refreshing to hear at least one of Kobe's friends getting it right. This isn't, or it shouldn't be, about a clash of cultures. It should be about everyone coming together, about fostering harmony. Look, when your friends are getting married, it should be a time of joy and celebration. This isn't a platform to tear them down and air unwelcomed opinions. But sadly, Valerie doesn't seem to have got this memo. He's just not in an accepting mood, and he still thinks that Emily's behaviour is out of line.
It's not correct. If you continue to do that, all the friends of Kobe will say you are bossy. You get me?
Oh, quit talking, Valerie. Come on, we've heard this all before. Emily's bossy, we get it. Everyone gets it. Kobe gets it. Case closed. Yeah, pour yourself a double, Emily. I wouldn't be able to sit through this sober either. Like, the way that Valerie talks down to Emily is just bizarre. Here he is, supposedly Kobe's best friend, calling her bossy to her face, but then trying to spin it like he's innocently giving her advice. He's trying to make out like he's just innocently trying to prep her for when she meets his real friends. It's so manipulative. And thankfully, Emily's not falling for it anymore. She knows that she'll never be able to win him over, no matter what she does.
This is what I'm saying. It's like I'm never going to be good enough for them in their eyes, for you.
Well,
Which is why I brought up maybe they shouldn't come to the wedding then if they don't support our relationship.
It's a relief to see Emily finally getting a taste of justice. Keep in mind, right, that up until this point, all of Emily's real interactions with Kobe's friends have been with her alone. Kobe hasn't been there by her side. This is the first proper time that they've all been there together. This is the first real time that Kobe can see that Emily's not the guilty party here. She's never gonna measure up to his friend's standards. And Kobe knows if he doesn't stamp this out now, it's always gonna be this way.
If you feel like our relationship is not worthy, then I don't think you should show up on our wedding. But, I mean, it's up to you.
Well done, Kobe. It was about time you set some boundaries. By standing up and walking out with Emily, he's just showed his friends in no uncertain terms that he's picking his wife over them. And while I'm by no means an expert in Cameroonian culture, judging purely on what his friends have told us about gender roles, I'm willing to bet that what Kobe's just done probably isn't typical for a traditional Cameroonian man. The thing is, what his friends need to understand is they've seriously crossed the line. They've treated Emily so badly that it's only fair they don't attend his wedding. At least not until they straighten up, apologise and show her some respect. Kobe's left the ball in their court. It's up to them to decide how they want to act. They can either fix up and join in the wedding or shut up and stay away. Kobe's desperately hoping it will be the first of the two options.
My friends should support me, you know. The role my wife plays in my life, it's very important. And the role those people play in my life is also very important. I need them.
You've got to feel for Kobe here, right? I mean, these are his best friends. Like, for whatever friendships he's managed to build in America, you've got to imagine that these lads here, they're the ones he's grown up with. They're the ones he considers his day ones, his best friends, his ride or dies. But it's never been more apparent how different he is from all of them. How his world opinion, his life choices have taken him down a totally different path. A path they don't seem willing or capable of understanding and accepting. It remains to be seen how much his friends value his friendship. Will they be able to set aside their opinions about Emily, or will Kobe have to remove them from his life permanently?